gents, to another live stream. How are we all? Sorry for the slight delay today, but thank you all for tuning in. Let me know if you can see everything okay, and of course, if you can hear everything okay. We have a lot to go through today, don't we? So this is going to be a really exciting one. As usual, ladies and gents, as you are coming in, do me a favor and smash those likes up for this live stream. This is, of course, a very special live stream. I don't think I need to tell you why. But if you have any ideas, or if you have any kind of really big burning thoughts that you want to share, I want to know about them. So tell me what's up. Tell me how you're feeling in the live chat. We have a $73,000 Bitcoin right now. Quite surreal to say after all of this time. We are finally up at 73K. We're basically at all-time highs. We haven't been up here since the very first time that we got up here, all those months ago in March. So I want to know how we're doing in the live chat today. And as you are coming in, do me a favor and smash up those likes for this potentially all-time high live stream. Very, very exciting stuff. Look at this. Bitcoin's dominance now, for the first time, above 60. That is the official target that we were looking at. Broken. Done. Complete. Absolutely sick. So do me a favor, ladies and gents. Smash them up. Tell me how you're doing in the live chat. Tell me where you're viewing from today, how you're feeling. You bullish, bearish. I want to know it all. And we're going to be covering a lot. We're going to be going through a little bit of traditional finance, some Bitcoin analysis, some altcoin analysis. S&P's doing all right. Dollar's doing all right. We're going to go take a look at those things. Obviously, the main interesting stuff today for sure is going to be just what happens with crypto. And look at that. Bitcoin is battling for that $73,000 price level right now. We're literally at the high. We're on the minute time frame right now. So this is going off as we speak live in this live stream. I want to shout those of you out who've been here from the beginning. Obviously, this live stream was announced here on YouTube a little bit earlier. And those of you that are subscribed, and especially those of you that have the bell icon, you're going to be very well aware of the scheduling for these live streams. So you would have actually had a chance to tune in a little bit earlier. And I want to shout out Esteban, Chris Hardwood, Kyle Cole, DG, Impala 64, A Full. Shout out to A Full. Apparently, and I don't know if I read this correctly, A Full, you got a fool. I don't know how you want to be called, if you want to be called a fool on my live stream. That's literally your username. But this motherfucker apparently if I read it right, this guy became a millionaire today, or girl became a millionaire today. So shout out to you. And let's throw some party emojis in the live chat to celebrate this dude, this girl, whoever it is, smashing $1 million. I think you've definitely hit $1 million because I asked you how are we all and you said epic. So you must be having a good fucking day. That is sick. Congratulations to you. My guess is we've started the new flagpole going parabolic in these few days. Definitely could be. We'll get to that. We got Morzarabi from Tehran. What's up? How are you? We probably never pass down the highs 60Ks after this bull market. Maybe in the next bull market. That comment was hard to understand. I think maybe it was me. I don't know. Yo, Sammy, last live stream we dumped to 64.5. Everyone was bearish, and I said we would have a higher low forming, and now look at where being based gets you. You're a legend. I love it. I love it. Look at this. Bitcoin's just peaking above. Just trying to get above that 73K level right now. This is sick. Smash up the likes, ladies and gents. If you are just tuning in here live right now. Shout out to Joseph. First time catching me live from Kansas. What's up, Kansas? Greetings from Costa Rica. Bullish, long from 69 and from 2,500 on Ethereum. Very, very good job. Got some good profits coming in there. Definitely. Sammy, we got to be careful. We will be careful. So we're going to get to all that in just a minute. Shout out to Jan, or is it Jan? I'm not sure, from Serbia. Jose, what's up, Jose? How you doing, man? Alan from Curacao, did I say that right? Congrats to 1 million. Yeah, we've got a lot of people. Okay, so a fool is a guy, and he's definitely a fool. It's impossible to offend him. And this bull run, he's cracking 1 million. There you go. There you go. That is sick. Good stuff. What do I think happens after we go above 73k? Well, first of all, nothing is guaranteed. Second of all, let me continue reading. First time I was able to catch you live, and what a day to do so. Hell yeah. What a day to catch this channel live. Good stuff. Feeling great. Been waiting for this. We got a viewer from Taiwan. That is sick. Canada. What happens if we go above 73? I mean, that's kind of the focal point of this live stream. I'm going to spend the next kind of hour or two talking about that here. So, yeah, just stay strapped in for that. Let's get one last push on those likes. Let's get this thing above 100, and we're going to kick this live stream off. And I just want you to spam in the live chat one final time. Bullish or bearish? Do you think we're smashing all-time highs? Do you think we're going up to 80k? Or do you think that actually this is going to be a bit of a bear trap? I'm sorry, a bit of a bull trap, and we're going to start kind of getting sent down. I want to know how you feel as we push those likes up one last time right before we kick this thing off. And there we go. There's the breakout. There was the breakout above $73,000. It just popped right there. You can see that on the second time frame chart. Look, nothing, pop. Look at that. That's what happens when you run out of sellers in the market. Back on the minute time frame, above 73,000. It's the first time we really got above 73,000 today, and it is also the first time that we've been this high since we set the all-time high back in March. So there we go. Just as I ask you guys how we're feeling in the live chat, we have technical signs bullish. We got bullish as fuck, bull trap, bullish, broke 73. The heat is on. You guys are pumped up. I'm pretty pumped up right now. There have been very limited reasons to be bearish in this market, right? I mean, you guys have been so acutely aware of that watching this YouTube channel over the last days and weeks. I mean, everything that we were saying turned out to be correct in terms of how we were going to get to where we got to and just where we're going. You know, we've been pretty much bang on about all of that. And what we've seen so far is Bitcoin pumping firmly above that $73,000 price level. If we zoom out, this is the first time we've been here since we set the all-time high. And now that we are potentially moving up, I think targets like 80K, 90K, 100K, and so on are very much, something that Bitcoin can reach for. And I think that if things start kind of dropping down, we don't even have a bearish image here. So there's a lot to go through here. Smash up the likes if you are excited for it, like I am. And the first key thing I want to talk about is just the fact that Bitcoin smashed through these resistance levels as we expected. I mean, we knew that there was some interim sort of resistance here at about 69K, but I was very vocal with you guys. I said that if Bitcoin can hold onto this general price range here, it's probably going to sweep this high and then reaching the next and breaking the next resistance levels. I've been saying this very vocally. Breaking the next resistance levels should be no problem for Bitcoin. We've been so cognizant of all of that in this market here, and obviously that's paid off really well. And just on the literal term of things paying off, obviously I've been very active in these markets. You guys have been quite well aware of that. We've got 2 positions here on Bitcoin that I'm still in. In crypto that I'm still in. Here's one of them. That's going to be, let me just show this to you clearly because you won't be able to see this properly right now. That's going to be one of the, that's going to be both of the positions. And obviously, since some people get kind of concerned if this is an app or a screenshot, this is very legitimate, as you can see. And yeah, we're looking at 2,400% on Bitcoin. You know what's really interesting is that I shit you not, this is, I mean, you can read this. You can read this for yourself. There's $300 left in that Bitcoin position. I put in, well over 100 grand. There's $300 left in that Bitcoin position. And because it's made so much money, I went long at 21K. That $300 on its own represents $18,000 of profit. What I mean? This is the kind of gain, like turning $300 into 18K. This is the kind of gain that you hear and you're like, that's fucking fake. That's bullshit. But those of you that have been watching this channel since we were at 21K, you're going to remember I was in that same long position. Obviously, TRX is doing very, very well in its own right. I put a little bit less money into TRX, but I'm still up. I've more than doubled my money that I put into this TRX position, and I've way more than doubled my money that I put into the Bitcoin position. And that stuff is all super, super exciting because you can trade these markets with free money with the links down below. If you start trading using any of these links below, you're going to get free money in your account. Bybit's going to give you up to 30k. Blowfin is mega aggressive, giving you tons of free shit when you start trading. And it's just, you know, as an alternative to your current exchange, right? Or maybe you don't even have one already. Or maybe you have one, but you've just never gotten these bonuses. You can check them out, and they're going to pay you to use their platforms. Then you can go back home to your main exchange. A lot of people have kind of done that to get the rewards and whatever. I mean, you know, as long as it works, I don't care. You know, if you're getting free money in your pocket, more power to you. And so I think these are really, really valuable offers. Obviously, you can't access them if you're in restricted regions, and you got to check your laws to make sure you're compliant. But really, really cool offers if you are allowed to, and they're well worth checking out. But if we do bring it back to Bitcoin here, yeah, we are seeing a very, very small pullback after it getting above $73,000 now. So this is completely fine. We're obviously still going to be breaking it, I think. How has my day been? Thanks for asking. Pretty good. Got a back day workout in, so, you know, it is what it is. Getting stronger. Still quite a bit I need to do, to be honest. Nothing's more important than Bitcoin, so we're right here. We're staying stuck in. Open interest is very high, and RSI is well overboard. I do expect a very quick liquidation hunt when we hit all-time high. What are my thoughts? Alex, there's always one of you motherfuckers. You know, everyone's excited. Everyone's having a good time. And then one of you guys come and start talking about fucking open interest and fucking CVDs and fucking level 50 chart analysis or something. There's always one of you guys, man. But no, you're right. You're taking the right approach. Let's take a look at open. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, you know, when you see open interest going up this high, and to be honest, well, it's not crazy, right? I mean, if we compare it to, you know, where it was just about 2 weeks ago, open interest is only up about 22%. So is that enough to kind of force a liquidation hunt? Yeah, probably, but not necessarily. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't really studied open interest that much, but look at this. There's a nice big run up here. Goes up by 30%, and then just a huge drop in open interest. Yeah, 25% down, and that represented a $12,000 price move for Bitcoin. So to be honest, if this open interest thing does start correcting down, we're probably going a hell of a lot more down than a quick liquidation hunt. I think it could be, you know, well, it could still be a quick liquidation hunt, but it could come fucking low. This is the thing now, is that, like, if you're talking about risks like that, Alex, which you should be doing, I just thought that maybe we can be happy for a couple more minutes first. But you know what, you're setting the pace today, and you're right for doing that because you're being more sensible than I am. So I'm gonna go with that. You know, if we're talking about the risk of this thing kind of coming back down and really starting to fuck people, I think ultimate kind of max pain right now, at least in this kind of super you know, short-term bit of price action. Someone's saying I'm very quiet. Can you guys tell me in the live chat, am I quiet, or is it just Holly? If everyone says I'm quiet, I'm going to start adjusting things, but it'll take me some time. And then I think the maximum way to kind of screw people would be the price coming back down into this kind of range here, which is going to be at about $64,000. You know, because that's going to be, you know, below this current sort of consolidation zone that Bitcoin was enjoying here. As we're going along, ladies and gents, do me a favor and smash up the likes for this live stream. We're streaming at a very, very important time right now. So if you are enjoying this, definitely throw some love on this stream. It does help out. And let me know, ladies and gents, if the volume is a little bit better at this point. And I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more if it's not good enough. Is that better? You guys seem to think that's better. Thanks for pointing that out, Holly. Yeah, so I think, you know, this kind of sideways range here, you know, which really acted as Bitcoin support, it would be, you know, it would really hurt the market if we lost this level. And I think that would also throw a lot of things into disarray. I think most importantly, people who are bullish right now are going to stop being bullish if we come back down here, because it's also, you know, just to kind of, you know, really put this in perspective, we're talking about 73K down to 64. That's a $9,000 drop. And if it happens, it'll probably happen quickly. And I think that's where things could really start to get bad. You talk about a liquidation hunt, see a little bit of, kind of wick into this price range, to kind of show you what that would look like. We're probably, let's just take what happened here as an example. I mean, this is too quick. I'm sorry, this is too slow. We'd probably be, I think, probably be seeing something like this, probably, worst case scenario. So if I just go ahead and, I think something a little bit like that, right? Like that would definitely make sense. And then obviously, Bitcoin can kind of keep doing its thing from there, and continuing to set all-time highs. This would be pretty good for the market, right? I mean, I don't know if the market's actually going to do something like this, but if it does, I mean, who's saying no? Like we've just got to wait like another week or so, maybe 2 weeks. And then, volume's too high now. I'm peaking. Okay. Yeah, hopefully that's fine. And so, I think that this could, potentially be the way that, Bitcoin does things if it wants to grab liquidity first. One of your questions is do you think that it will even happen? Sort of one of your questions. And I don't actually think that we're going to be getting that liquidity grab right now. It's a probability thing, man. Like you can roll the dice, I can roll the dice. We don't know, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'll talk about that a little bit more. You have clarified, Alex. You mentioned that actually you don't think we're going anywhere near this low. You think a liquidity grab can happen just down to this kind of region, 67, 68. And that would definitely make sense, right? I mean, that's kind of just a support hit. Is it possible? Hell yeah. 100%. It's very possible. Is it likely? I don't think so. I mean, we're going to have to keep on watching this, right? And we're going to be live for the next, like I said, hour or so. So we might even see something happen while we're live today. We've just hit 500 viewers, ladies and gents. So smash up those likes if you are enjoying the stream so far. Right now, for those of you just tuning in, we are talking about, the possibility of Bitcoin kind of coming down to grab some liquidity. I don't really think it's going to happen, but I think that if it did, it would be actually quite healthy for the market. Now, the reason I don't think it's necessarily going to happen is, first of all, we're kind of in the middle of different price action right now. Like Bitcoin right now is just trying to set all-time highs. It's really in that posture. We've been battling this $73,000 psychological zone of resistance for, I mean, it hasn't been that long. It's only been about, 15 minutes. But, what's very important is that every kind of bit of price action that happens now, it's happening with a lot more volume, right? I mean, there are charts, by the way. Some of you already know this. Alex probably knows this. There are charts where you can visualize the market based on volume, not time, which means that typically right now, if you look at this chart, every candle that you see is 1 hour of price action. You can actually draw candles differently where the candle closes when, let's say, $100 million of Bitcoin volume has been transacted, which is a completely different dimension for viewing Bitcoin, right? Like right now, you and I view Bitcoin as price versus time, which is, the easiest way to kind of internalize what the chart is showing you. But there are other people in the market who actually visualize these charts based on volume. Show us the volume chart. I can't do that right now. I might be able to if you guys give me some time. I forgot what the software is called. What the fuck? It's called Charts. I don't know if I can show it to you right now because I don't know if my subscription is still active. But if it is active, I'll show it to you. And if not, then I'll just do it another time. But a lot of people actually analyze these markets like that. And what happens is that you get a really different kind of dimension to view these charts where it's more momentum based, right? Like you're not going to print another candle if there's no, Bitcoins being exchanged. Which on the other side means that you're going to print a lot of candles if a lot of Bitcoins are being exchanged. And again, the point I'm making with all of that is that right now we're in one of those kind of higher volatility environments. So I think it makes more sense to analyze these short-term perspectives a little bit more. And on this particular short-term perspective, we're clearly in, we're not in any corrective price action yet. It can start at any time, and we're going to talk about what might start it. But I think is the camera hazy? It might be hazy. It might be hazy. I've been having a couple of tech issues lately. But so I'm not using my normal camera right now. But yeah, I think because we're not really in that corrective price action yet, this thing kind of still wants to, it's going to pop like right now, potentially in the next few minutes. We're already at 73.1. So, we were just kind of struggling at this area before. And yeah, I don't, fuck yeah, I don't have it. We can try. Let's see what I got. Thing is, I'm gonna embarrass myself too because I don't even use this shit often. But here we go. Let's see. It's gonna be. Where is it? Anyone know what I'm looking for? Someone's gonna tell me. Someone tell me what I'm looking for here. To put on the volume chart. It's nice, man. I mean, this is a good software. It's just fucking complicated. And that, I think, is what really stops people from using this platform. Anyway, someone's gonna have to tell me, because I'm not gonna waste time on stream right now. Look at this. We've just had the breakout here. This is the same minute time frame we were looking at, and Bitcoin's at 73.2. We got a couple of people saying that this is an all-time high, but is it? No, it's not an all-time high. At least not on this chart. Maybe it's an all-time high on a different chart. Nope, not on Coinbase either. There's no all-time high yet, ladies and gents. We're there. We're on the edge of it, but we're not at the all-time high yet. So this is pretty exciting, man. This is a pretty cool time. I do want to remind you guys, if you want to get this content time sensitive, I mean, as this, as we're seeing breakouts on this price, as things develop in the market to trade, I'm live with you guys pretty much every time. We're here on videos. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you are subscribed, and you've got the bell icon checked so you don't miss out on this content. Show the algorithm that you like this content by smashing up those likes. We are at 140 likes right now. I'm going to give you guys a very special little treat in this live stream here at about 250 likes, maybe 500. We'll see how aggressive we can get with these targets. But 73.2K right now, actively pushing that all-time high, which is sick. And then back to kind of the original question from Alex. I think one of the big reasons, other than what I've said already, for why I don't think we're going to be kind of correcting, at least not yet, is because we have some support, right? I mean, if this market does decide that it wants to kind of turn around, there's some pretty good support here. And now that we're just on the edge of an all-time high, I would actually expect that this level potentially gets defended. It was defended as resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And so to expect a support hit here, I don't think that's super unreasonable. And so I'm actually going to be watching to see how the market, kind of interacts with this level. But if we do lose this level, then yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be a pretty quick drop until at least $69,000, if not significantly lower. I think that, again, like I said, 67 is going to be on the cards if we lose 69. I think if we lose this support level at 72, we're straight down here, which is about 69, 70. If we lose this level, we're down to about 69, 70. If we lose this level, we're probably down to about 67, 66. And they're all great levels, right? I mean, if we take a look at this from a couple of kind of support perspectives, we've seen that Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hour just absolutely come in clutch for Bitcoin here. Such a big deal, the support that Bitcoin was able to enjoy from this 4-hour Ichimoku cloud. Look at this big pump over here. We were talking about all of this. All of you guys that were watching this channel, you're going to be so intimately familiar with this analysis that I'm describing here because we were talking about it every single day. Those of you that are tuning into this channel regularly, that are interacting with it, you will know this very, very well. And we've seen the big pumps that we've gotten coming off this Ichimoku cloud. And now that support is starting to stretch a little bit higher, up to kind of 69.5. We got Bangkok Bird saying that we had a rough 3 years, gentlemen. Yes, we did. We absolutely did. We had a very rough 3 years. How high do I think it'll go in the short term? I think this thing could go up to 80K, 90K, 100K in the short. I mean, define short term, but I think very quickly, yeah, I think we could be, well above 70. This is how it looks like going to the moon. Isn't it just that? Welcome to your future. We got some really bullish sentiment here today in this live stream. Let's actually see what Twitter is talking about as well on this live stream here. I want to see what sentiment's looking like on Twitter as we continue on in this live stream. Nobody say anything until we're at 88K. I mean, I agree with said over here. I think that we are getting a little bit too excited, and this kind of excitement does sometimes get punished. Somebody asked me to get an ad blocker to stop all of these ads, but the thing is, they're fucking hilarious, right? I mean, these ads are obviously not related to anything that I search for. Ultimate military workout. Last time I was interested in military style workouts was probably like 2 years ago. I don't know what the fuck all this shit is. So I just think they're funny, right? Like, they're just cool. Fuck it, we'll just keep them on. Clearly the cookies aren't working. Just thinking about when I should close my long. I mean, everybody gets in winning positions and then they're like, shit, I need to close it. I need to rush out of the position, right? You know, and so what ends up happening is obviously the trade that I've told you guys about that I'm in right now, sitting at, you know, kind of 2,300% profit. If you pause the stream, you can kind of read that. I didn't achieve a profit like this by itching to get out of my profitable trade. You know, I put in, you know, over 100 grand, and I've now got well over 200 grand in profit, you know, which is more than tripling my money. That doesn't happen by accident. You know, like that happens if you open a good position, and then crucially, if you hold onto a good position, the same good position. If you hold onto it, you let the market run even further. So for me, the only, you know, I would only close my trade for a few different reasons. Number one, I'd close it because I need the money. That's gonna be one which, you know, I can't really negotiate. I just need the fucking money. I gotta take it out. That doesn't happen super often. Number two, I'll close it because I have a rule that I must close it at certain levels. So I do have a few non-negotiable. If it hits X%, close Y% of the position. I do have a few rules like that. That's situation number two where I would close a profitable trade. And number three, it's you know, a good resistance level to be taking some profits. That's going to be a really, really good reason. And number four, this is the biggest reason that I'll close a trade, and it's the reason that I haven't closed my current ones yet, is because the market is changing and it's just not bullish anymore. And I think especially if you bank on number four the most, which is what I do, you don't have a choice. You must stay in positions that are profitable. And that's why I say, you know, if I had closed my Bitcoin position or my Tron position, both of which are well over 1,000% profit now, if I had closed either of them at earlier levels, I would have less money than right now. You know, and I think what a lot of people, you know, get really caught up in is that they struggle to make profitable trades so much. They have so many problems making profitable trades that when it finally comes, they're just like completely losing their shit overexcited. And I think that that's what, you know, really results in a lot of people getting in a bit of trouble. We do have a little bit of a Bitcoin pump right now. Take a look at this on the same 1 minute time frame. We are up at 73.4K now. So let's take a look at if this is an all-time. What is the all-time high? Let's just clear that up. I don't even know what the all-time high was for me. It was 74K, wasn't it? Yeah, 73.8. So we're only $400 away. But yeah, you know, as I was saying, you know, they won't hold on to their profitable positions. You know, but ultimately, and the problem there is that, and again, it always comes down to the same thing of what do you want from the market, right? What do you want to get out of this market? We're still at 73.4. If something interesting happens, I'll show you. We've been very good at bringing the screen back when something interesting happens. Bybit's at 73.5K spot, so we're at the razor edge of the all-time high right now. We are at the edge right now. Super, super cool. Smash up the likes for this, ladies and gents. This is huge. You know, what we're getting to is a lot of people, when they pull off these profitable trades, they're so happy that they're finally in a good trade that their objectivity goes out of the window. But you have to remember that you're here to make money. You're not even here to make good trades. You know, you can make a good trade and then it can close at break even, which is how my most recent trade went. I'm a little bit bitter about this. How much money would I have made? I put in about, again, you know, I put in about like 100 grand right here on this yellow line, 5x leverage. I'd be sitting in about a 60 grand profit probably right now. If that position stayed open. It's not open, so I only have 250k profit instead. But, you know, you take what you get in these markets, unfortunately. That's how it is, I guess. But good stuff, as you know. I've been trading these markets on these links here, so if you want to check them out, definitely get the free money if you're allowed to. And this is my point, is that you're here for the money, right? And so, you know, for me, it's about maximizing how much money I can make. And I can't think of a better way to maximize how much money I can make other than staying in a profitable position. Am I Scottish? No. My family members are in disbelief. Wow, yeah. Well, you are going to be getting a little bit of that. Trump and Bitcoin, I love life, from Brian. All-time high on index is 73.7. Yeah, so we are right at the edge of these all-time highs right now. Landon says, I've been in a multi-year 2x long and have had the auto deleverage risk tick up pretty high on multiple occasions. Do you know how I can bring the ADL risk down? Adding margin seems to help a little bit. I have no idea, but more importantly, why do you need to do anything to your position if you've been in a multi-year long? It's impossible to be losing money right now. I don't know why you would even have to touch your position. Maybe I just misunderstood something. But yeah, let's go ahead and we're on the Coinbase chart. What I actually want to do is I want to delete everything on this chart now and kind of start fresh. We don't really even need to delete everything, but we will anyway, just because it's gotten a little bit overwhelming, and I want to stick to the Coinbase chart, especially if we're setting all-time highs. The other key thing that I want to do, and actually let's go for the kind of bullish stuff first. If we take a look at this, right, from this particular perspective here, by the way, ladies and gents, so close to 200 likes. Let's pump it above that 200 like mark. Get it above 200 likes for these all-time highs. We can do so much better. A little hour to go for the US close. Okay, so traditional finance is going to be closing soon. Let's see what's going on with the S&P. Yeah, just a little bit over an hour. Still holding. We'll come back to that in just a minute. So close to getting above 200 likes, ladies and gents. Smash them up if you haven't done so already. But here, on the perspective of, kind of breaking these all-time highs, look, clearly we're struggling a little bit right now at this kind of last little peak. It's all just psychological. There's nothing going on here. I think that if and when Bitcoin can conclusively get above this all-time high, which, by the way, I think that could happen within the next few minutes. It could take a lot longer. I don't know. But, I think that, relatively soon, we have a really, really good chance of breaking that all-time high. And then if and when that happens, we could easily be seeing a 75, 80,000, whatever Bitcoin. Is it likely that Bitcoin drop below 70K as part of its movement up, maybe within the next couple of days? Absolutely. I would say it's super likely. Coming back below 70K isn't that hard, right? If we understand what these levels represent, I had a kind of support zone. Well, now it's resistance. Now it's support. Kind of drawn out a little bit like this. Yeah, basically, this one almost perfectly stretches between 71 and 72K. And this is going to be Bitcoin's closest support level right now. It's not that far away. It's only about $1,000 away right now at the top end. And I think that we've got a lot of potential to come back down here, soon, just because it's close, right, by proximity. In terms of actually what I think is going to happen, I just think, we might consolidate here for a minute and then just go. I literally, and I've been so vocal about this, I've always said, when we get above 67K, which is here, 68K, when we get above this level, I've been saying that I expect Bitcoin to just go crazy. And it didn't happen here. It just happened the next time, right? But, it's still kind of the same prediction. It just took a little bit longer. Timing, direction is easy. Timing is hard. Timing is impossible, actually, I would say. It's very, very hard to do that consistently. Well, that's the point of trading, isn't it? You got to get the direction right, but you still got to get the timing as well. We got AV saying that Bitcoin dominance is insane right now. I know, right? Bitcoin dominance is so crazy. We're going to get to the dominance in just a minute here. But yeah, we got this kind of resistance level. Now it's support. That's going to be our next kind of zone of support. But of course, if we lose that level, the question becomes, okay, well, where are we going down to next? And there's a couple different ways we can kind of determine that. Let's go ahead and use the fixed range volume profile, see if there's any kind of obvious answers. And we've got a horizontal line right here at about 69.8 and the point of control down here at about 67. Also coupled with a big spike on the volume profile. So take a look at this. And now we're going to go ahead and remove this. So I think this entire zone really could be a very nice zone of support for Bitcoin. This is the zone that I'm interested in, right? We can come down to this zone, but then it's only a kind of shallow pullback. But if we come down to, a much more kind of respectable, deeper support level like 67K, that's going to really flush quite a bit out of this market. So I don't think we're going to get a retracement, but if we do, I would expect it to obviously come down here. It's hard to avoid this level, but I think it's also quite likely that we come down as low as 67, really test this liquidity, and then come back up. We did have the value area high up here at 69.8. This could obviously be a bounce zone, but I don't think it's that important. I'm going to keep it there, but with a lower opacity, and I think this could be a kind of bounce zone. We got Chris saying we got $300 left until the all-time high. Long-term Solana looks great. Bull flag on the weekly dominance chart. That's very interesting. Solana's been so strong. The other trade that I had outlined was here on Solana. I told you guys about this. I think a couple of you guys have been making some big profits here. We obviously have one of the viewers, which I've pinned your comment here in the live chat, that has apparently cracked $1 million in this market today. So shout out to you, you legend. And if you haven't done so already, give that guy a huge congratulations in the live chat, because that is huge. I remember the day that I first cracked $1 million. It didn't actually feel like much happened, but do I hold Solana? Yes, I do. I do have a small holding of Solana, nothing crazy. But I do remember the first day that I cracked the mill. It's no big deal, right? I mean, it happens, and you're like, okay, next. You can choose to make it be a big deal, but it's not, a big deal in and of itself. But still, I mean, it's a really nice milestone, and I think it deserves to be, all of us want to get there. So I think it deserves to be celebrated a little bit. Yeah, we got a lot of excitement here. Let me know what kind of questions you got in the live chat today, ladies and gents, as well. I'd love to kind of know and go through your questions. We've just set this brand new high here, up here at 73.5. So we're so close to those all-time highs. The zones up are all checked fast, but they did. We did hit all those zones. Yes, absolutely. Can I look at ETH BTC? Absolutely. You want me to look at Solana? Yes, we can. I just want to double check, what was the actual all-time high here on Coinbase? It was 73.8. So I'm going to be using this chart to judge Bitcoin here. And I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, obviously we still want to be watching Bitcoin. I'm just going to keep this here on the minute chart. And I'm going to go ahead and really move this out of the way. So we can just keep an eye on Bitcoin, see if it's doing anything particularly interesting. And then at the same time, we can analyze something else. So that's a pretty nice way to kind of keep. Let me know. Do you like this kind of setup? We can, this is very ADHD. We can kind of keep the minute time frame on the left, and then, we can still look at interesting stuff on the right. Let me know if you like that in the live chat. And by the way, thank you for smashing up those likes. We're at nearly 700 viewers and over 230 likes. Let's push this thing up. Let's smash that 250 target and keep going if you are finding this live stream enjoyable or useful so far. We've had a couple of requests to chart Solana. Obviously, Solana's got one of the best charts in crypto right now, arguably better than Bitcoin, because even though Bitcoin is higher right now at an all-time high, Solana has a hell of a lot more to go, and it's a smaller coin, so it's definitely going to be a lot more bullish by a lot of people's measures here. You do have a couple of very interesting kind of levels on this chart. I did see another kind of, we got a couple of people that are enjoying this setup here on this chart. Can we focus on the chart on the right? We are focusing on it, sir. And by the way, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. There we go. 73.6. We're flying. There it is. There it is. So close to all-time highs. We're $200 away from a Bitcoin all-time high. I am very stressed right now because I need to go to the toilet, but I can't leave because Bitcoin's going to set an all-time high. So we're gonna deal with that in a minute. But 73.5, a little bit of a rejection right now. If we zoom in on this a little bit more, we're on the wrong chart there. If we zoom in on this a little bit more here on the second time frame, you can kind of see how that happened. Nice big pop and then big sell-off taking this thing down. That's going to happen a couple more times. We clearly have a little bit of price suppression. But the beautiful thing about price suppression, we've explained the mechanics of price suppression so many times on these charts before, is that what we typically see is a lot of Bitcoins that want to be sold at a particular level, but the more we hit that level, imagine there are sell orders up here. Every time the price hits it, you're breaking those sell orders down. And when all of those sell orders have been absorbed by the bulls, you don't have any more, Bitcoins that want to be sold. But you still have all of that demand that got you there. And that's how we see big price explosions. That's what we've been seeing all throughout today. And that's what we're probably going to continue to see today as well. So that's the super interesting stuff. And those are the kind of mechanics that we really aim to cover very deeply on this YouTube channel. Those of you, of course, that are subscribed to that bell icon, you're going to be very familiar with those kind of concepts that we talk about all the time. So I think that's a big deal. We got bricks pumping Bitcoin apparently in the live chat. I don't know about that. We're going to have to take a look at some Cointelegraph articles and see if there's anything actually being speculated on over there. FTX estate sues KuCoin to recover over 50 million. They're just scrambling for 50 million here and there wherever they can get it at this point to pay people back. Ripple co-founder Harris will have completely different approach to crypto. Look at that. We have Ripple, the shittest of the shit coins in the entire crypto space, backing Kamala Harris. What a match made in heaven. The shittest of the shittest in crypto, backing the shittest of the shittest in the country of the US. Good job. Good job. You guys are right where you're supposed to be. Let's come back to the charts here. We got a little bit of Solana price action here that I think is really, really interesting. A very charged horizontal level here sitting between kind of 170 to 180. And we have seen the price peak above this level just now. I think that if Solana can come back down to some of these price levels, there's going to be some buys here, especially, you know, if we can come back down to levels like this, 160, thereabout. This is a beautiful buy zone for Solana. I think that bulls are going to be ready to step back in. It's consistently been a zone that interesting things have happened. We haven't seen a whole lot of support off this level, although we did see support off this level every time. It just wasn't amazing. I would love to see this level serving as better support for Solana. It's the kind of, you know, this is the kind of setup that I think I could reasonably, especially if I had the kind of free money that's on these exchanges, I could reasonably put, you know, some of this free cash that Blowfin, Bybit, Apex are giving, you know, just in a kind of long and just let it sit there and kind of do its thing. Those of you that are interested in those bonuses, all you've got to do is start trading, and you're going to get those bonuses when you use these links here. So that's super, super cool. Apex is decentralized, so you get to keep your money, which I think is amazing. Always check your local regulation, so before you use any of these platforms. But yeah, we got Bitcoin there at 73.5, and I am not going to keep doing this, so I'm just going to head off. I'm going to let you guys watch this for a little bit, and I've got to take a little toilet break here, so it's got to be done. No shame in it. I will see you all in Hello, I am back, and I've got someone for you. He's causing a little bit of havoc. What's up, Ghost? Come here. Ghost. Oh, fuck me. Alright, he's just wrecking everything in my office. But, you can't even see him. There's no profit here. Oh, shit. Look at what happened to Bitcoin. 73.6 all the way down to 73.2. $400 drop. It's just aggressive selling action. People just don't want this thing to pump. But they're not going to be able to hold it back. The way it's going, I mean, this thing, every time Bitcoin attempts the high, somebody's fat fingering it. And Sammy went and dumped on us. I wish I could dump the market like that. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, I think we're just, we're going to keep on seeing rejections until that supply is exhausted. And I think this thing is just going to fly. Sammy, let me tokenize that dog. You are not tokenizing my dog. This is this guy is fucking sick. Why can you not see him? Ghost, can you jump on the table? You want to jump on the table for the viewers? I don't think he cares. This is the thing about dogs. They're so clueless. Fear and Greed is 73. Sweeping longs, that's all. Is his name Ghosty? His name is Ghost, yeah. You'd buy into my dog. Tokenize this moment. We're not tokenizing shit. That would be so cringe. We're just not about that. Let's see. It's. I think it's just because of the positioning of the camera. Oh, you can see him. He's just too black. You just can't tell he's here. Ghost, come here. Ghost. Yeah, he's a little legend. This is nice. Good little live stream. Yeah, I'm sorry. I called my dog black. That is racist. I should have called him African American. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Fuck off, Ghost. A black lab? No, he's a German Shepherd. This is a German Shepherd. Or maybe a Dutch Shepherd. A dog of color. He's a dog of color. He might get hired into Boeing. Or maybe he might just go straight to the FAA. Who knows? Who knows? Didn't know they allowed dogs in Dubai? What the hell? You guys are crazy, man. Of course they allow dogs in Dubai. Everything's allowed in Dubai. 73.3. Very, very close to those all-time highs. Does my dog have pronouns? I wouldn't allow something so ridiculous in my house. No. Nate. No. Oh, you've moved my camera. Thank you. Can you move it back? Call him Blackie. You guys. A little bit more. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Dubai. Of course, Dubai allows dogs. Come on. And any of you that want to set yourselves up in Dubai, just contact me directly. You got any of my contact links in the description. I can get you set up with anything you want. House, company, car, anything you want. I've done it all in Dubai. I've been in Dubai for many years now. Got all the connections. You don't have to. Dubai is so connections based. If you don't have the connections, you have to work to get them at first. So I've got all of them for you, and I love you just if you watch my channel. So it's good to have someone that loves you that's got all the connections. What country do I need to move to access these exchanges? Any country that's a free country. So look at this, 73.1. Obviously, major Western countries are sometimes not completely free, as you might know. 73.1, look at that, and we are dumping. We are continuing to move down. So let's see how that goes as we carry on in this live stream here. Look at that. Are we about to lose 73k? We are just on the edge of 73k right now. So this is very, very interesting stuff. Let's see how this goes. And if you are enjoying the stream so far, if you're just tuning in, do me a favor. Smash him up, ladies and gents. You already know the deal. You can judge a man by looking at his dog. And what are you judging? I can't live in Dubai. I like weed too much. I think that's stopping a lot of people from living in Dubai, to be honest. All right, there we are. We are below 73k officially. So we have finally gotten below 73k there. As we're going on, I just want to see what else is going on Twitter. We've got a tweet here from Benjamin Cowan showing a picture of Bitcoin's dominance. It's actually a little bit higher now. Oh, shit. It's intensifying. Let's see where this thing goes. Let's see what happens here. We've swept the 73k level. And we've got support down here at 72.5. If we lose this support, we're down here to 71. That's the way I see it. And that looks pretty obvious to me right now. It looks pretty clear. We lose this kind of low right here at about 72.5. We lose 72.5 and we're headed down to 71. But yeah, anybody that wants to go to Dubai, I mean, endless benefits. You want a more conservative place to live in. You don't want your kids to change gender. You want to fucking be somewhere a little bit more religious maybe. You want safety on the streets. You don't want to pay tax. You like cars. You like shiny stuff. There's a lot of different reasons to go to. You want a quiet life where no one's going to bother you. Do you know what I mean? Like you can fill up your gas without a fucking crazy homeless person harassing you and your fucking wife. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Dubai's for you. There's a lot of reasons. And if you're interested, definitely reach out to me directly and I'll sort that out for you. We'll get you sorted. If I want to move to Dubai with my company, how much capital should the company have? Nothing really. I mean, it's up to you. There might be minimum bank account balances in the UAE sometimes. Depends where you go. But as far as kind of how much capital your company needs, you don't need anything. A friend of mine just moved to Dubai right now. He just moved from the UK, and he spent all in about $3,000, and that includes opening up his company, his visa, I mean, he went for the cheapest package. That's probably kind of the bottom end, but and most people are not going to take it, but it still works. It's still functional. You know, so it's pretty cheap. Are we due for a little pullback? Do I think? I've been thinking of waiting for a pullback and then going long. What are my thoughts? The issue with going long on pullbacks is that you don't know when the pullback is going to stop pulling back, right? I mean, right now we've got this level right here, and this is an obvious place for Bitcoin's dump to stop. And so far it has stopped. So if you decide to go long based off this, you've got an easy stop loss right here, and you're basically betting, because this is more of a bet, less of a trade, you're basically betting that the price is not going to keep dropping and it's going to recover. The reason I said it's more of a bet is you don't really have much that can make you confident about your position other than the fact that Bitcoin has stopped dumping so far, which, you know, in and of itself, I don't think that's good enough reasoning to enter a trade. You know, but that's kind of all you've got. And then if you're looking at deeper pullbacks, obviously, you know, it's all a probability thing, right? If we pull back deeper, is 71K going to be the bottom? This box of support, is this going to be the bottom? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then this is a pretty good level to be going long. But if it's not, it's probably going to drop a lot lower, and that position is going to get stopped out, or it's going to get liquidated. So it's uniquely difficult to make those kind of trades on Bitcoin right now, unless you're willing to just continuously eat losses until you're right, which isn't a bad idea. A lot of traders will actually, you know, be interested in these, you know, very, very short-term plays where they're going to be like, well, you know, Bitcoin did bounce off this particular zone here, so I just want to buy Bitcoin if it comes back down to the middle, and I'm basically just playing this little risk right here, you know, which means, you know, stop loss over here, entry over here, targeting all-time higher, higher. You got a 3.6 risk to reward ratio, 0.3% on the downside. I mean, you can comfortably take this with 10x. You got a 3% loss. You know, and it could or it could not turn into something, but the bottom line is that the loss is very small. Even on 20x leverage, that's a 6% loss. You know, and so these losses are very doable, and you actually will get a lot of people that will actually be like, well, I don't mind. I'm willing to eat a potentially 3% loss if I'm wrong over here, and then I'll try again over here. And if I'm wrong again, I'll eat another 3% loss. And then you try again at the next support level, and then you understand that you'll eat another 3% loss if you're wrong. But on the upside, if you end up being correct, you might be looking at closer to 15% or 20% or 50% or 200% profit. And then all of a sudden, eating lots of 3% losses to get your big profit, it's not so scary anymore. In fact, you kind of want to lose the money. It's a little bit like sales where, you know, every no that you get, every rejection that you get brings you one step closer to the sale. It's the exact same thing here in trading. And I'll tell you right now, ladies and gents, the best traders understand this very well, a hell of a lot better than you understand it right now. And if you don't, then you need to do some work here, because this is the kind of real meta alpha you know, kind of play here, which most people just don't have. But I'll tell you right now, the winning traders have it, is that they visualize the trades the same way as well, right? Every loss that you get, you're one step closer to that win, and your loss is not going to be a problem because you're limiting how much you can lose on every trade, but you got so much upside potential that it doesn't matter. This is why, and a lot of people get confused by this, that you can have a, you know, 1 in 4 success rate. You know, where only 1 in 4 trades end up being successful, but as long as the other 3 are only losing you $3 every time you lose a trade, as long as your winning trade makes you $20, you know, you lost $9, but you made 20, you're still 11 steps ahead. That's the name of the game. That's actually how people trade these markets here, and that's why these positions might not be so scary to a lot of people. It just depends on the kind of trading approaches, right? It's like I said, you know, when you got free money coming at you from the kind of exchanges that are linked here, you couldn't give a fuck about what happens. You know, you could just throw it any way you like, but if you're trading with normal money, you got to be a little bit more kind of conservative, you know, and that's how a lot of people are going to be ending up. You know, the people that, you know, can internalize risk, because some people can internalize risk a lot better than others, you know, and I think that's going to be a big part of it. But yeah, let's see what we got here in the live chat. I'm in the USA. Every day is like Grand Theft Auto. Dubai sounds boring. I mean, you know, I understand your point. I think most people wouldn't understand your point there, but I do understand your point. And if that's how you feel, then yeah, you know, I mean, the US is for you. Good for you, man. You're not gonna get. I mean, it's a little bit like that in Dubai, only a little bit, you know. But I mean, it's cool, right? Because in Dubai, you can just like spawn whatever car you want in front of you and just fucking throw your money away, and it's just like a cool. Everybody else is doing it. It's a cool life in that way. Um, yeah, I'm in New York. It sucks. I need to move to Dubai. This is the thing. If you're in a shit city, you know, in the US or anywhere in the West, if you're in a city, if you're in fucking Toronto, you know, if you're in New York, my God, New York is disgusting. New York is a horrible, horrible city. Horrible city. If you're in London, if you're in Paris, if you're in any of these big shit cities, then yeah, you know, Dubai is an obvious choice. But like, I don't know. If you're like out in the fucking wilderness in Texas, you know, you drive a fucking pickup truck and you're like living that life, you know, you can't move to Dubai, you know. It's it's not gonna work for you. Um Elaine says, I'm in New York, it sucks. I need to move to Dubai, but it's too hot for my husky. You know, Elaine, I mean, you know, there are a lot of huskies in Dubai. I had my German Shepherd in Dubai, obviously, and it's, you know, it's no big deal. I've been having my German Shepherd there for in Dubai for a very, very long time. And do I expect to sell the news after the US election? No, not really. And I saw tons of huskies there. My own German Shepherd, who is very, very hairy, very furry. You know, he's completely fine. Are there strip clubs in Dubai? I don't think so. Best food spot in Dubai. The best food. What's the best food in Dubai? That's hard, man. Yeah, I don't know. Dubai's food game is strong. It's hard to choose a best. Anyway, we're not going to go into a whole Dubai thing, but if you guys are curious, definitely reach out. Telegram's going to be the best place, and I'll sort you out with whatever you need. What's my favorite thing about Dubai? Oh my God, that's hard. Probably. I think it's just the fact that they leave you alone. You know, it's just the fact that they leave you alone. You know, if you're in the West, like, they got fucking 10 cameras up your ass, you know, just for existing. God forbid you fucking send a little bit of money somewhere to somewhere else, and, you know, you got the IRS up your ass, HMRC up your ass. You know what I mean? Like, they just stay out of your fucking life in Dubai. You can just get on with it. You can just get on with what you want to do. Can people be drunk in the street on an acceptable level? The only acceptable level, in my opinion, to be drunk on the street is if I can't tell that you're drunk. And if I can tell that you're drunk, you're too drunk. And it would be the same in Dubai. You can be whatever the hell you like, but if other people can tell, and if you're becoming a nuisance, it's a problem. And thank fuck for that. At least they have standards. At least they have standards. If you're asking me, can you be a little bit tipsy walking down the street? Probably depends what street, right? If you're outside of a club, or if you're in an area with a lot of nightlife, it might be fine. Probably would be fine. If you're in a conservative Arabic area, it's not fine. Tipsy is better said. Yeah, I you know, I mean, if you're making a fool of yourself, it wouldn't be smart. But, you know, the good thing is that naturally, you know, you're only going to be drinking in areas where it's okay to drink, and in those areas, it's also okay to be tipsy. So, yeah. And back to Bitcoin here. We actually got a bounce, and Bitcoin continues to slide lower now. We're back in that kind of buy zone that I described. I would not be buying this. I think this is way too risky. It's just too short term. We're on the minute time frame here. But there are more cameras in Dubai than in the West. Well, I mean, you might be surprised, but there are speed cameras everywhere in Dubai. Everywhere. But yeah, I think we're coming down. I think we're coming down to 71. Let's see how this goes as we continue on here in this live stream. And I'm going to reposition the chart so we can see this accordingly. But yeah, this thing's coming down to 71, isn't it? We'll see. We'll see if it sweeps. If it sweeps this low, if it doesn't sweep the low, then we're good. We are chilling as long as we don't sweep that low right there. But yeah, let me know if you have any other kind of questions or requests in the live chat as we do continue on here. And definitely smash up those likes if you haven't done so already. Good time for a live stream. Hell yeah, it is. All this money in crypto and the softest, most sensitive dudes in the world. No idea what you're saying, mate. Just in the chat, Sammy, I like your evaluation. Still in the trade. Very, very good stuff, Paul. Appreciate it. If it drops hard, we have... What? If it drops hard, we have hard reactions too, and so close to the all-time high. I didn't really understand what you wrote there, mate. If it sweeps the low, doesn't that mean it will go higher after taking the liquidity? I think so. Yeah, I fully believe that to be the case, Chaos. You know, I think that if we sweep this low and we kind of come down here or whatever it is, it's just going to mean that we're going to move so much higher. I fully believe that to be the case. Yeah, there is no bearish outcome here in my, you know, I've been saying this for ages, ladies and gents. There's been no bearish outcome here for quite some time. And I believe that is going to continue to be the case for quite some time. You know, I think that's pretty clear now at this stage. We got a super chat here from Matthew. Thanks, Matthew. Saying that Bitcoin is at an all-time high on the CME chart. So let's take a look at that. And did Bitcoin set an all-time high here? So the high today was 74,485, and the all-time high was 74,415. Yeah, so we have set a new all-time high on the CME chart by $70. This chart will continue trading for a long time. When does it stop trading? Do we know? Is it 24 hours on the weekdays? I don't even know. But yeah, clearly institutional trading a little bit more bullish than retail right now. And I think that also clearly tells us we're going to be smashing the all-time high for real. It's just a case of kind of what happens between now and when we get there. We're going to have to see how that plays out, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem at all. My videos are always super insightful. Thank you very much. You're very, very welcome, sir. Wonder if you can help. I've had the exchange partially auto stop me out of my trade a few times when the market... Right. I need to know, you know, more detail about that. Maybe if you can message me directly on Telegram. And also tell me which exchange it was. And if there's anything I can do to help, I'll definitely do that. The haze on your camera is caused by the blue light behind you. Yeah, it probably is. Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, let me go ahead and... Yeah, that light was so cheap. But I was like, it doesn't even matter because, you know, it's never going to get knocked over. But I guess when you got a dog in your life, the dog will just come in and, yeah, my camera's frozen. I might not be able to use my camera for the rest of the live stream. The dog will just fucking come in, you know, and start moving shit about and knocking stuff over. Can I take a look at Solana? What levels am I looking at for support? I want to get in cycle long hold. And some of these comments don't make sense. I've already looked at Solana. Let's very briefly go to it again. I was saying that I think there's great support down at well, this price range, really, didn't I? Yeah, I said it was this price range, I think. You know, so I think that would be great. I think, you know, maybe we come down to support down here at like 170. This would be another very, very strong, well, I don't want to say very, very strong, but another support level that I would definitely be looking at, you know, something a little bit like this. We can tighten that up, make it look a bit like that. Do I use the liquidation heat map in CoinGlass? I haven't done so for a long time. What A levels did I do? Just interested as I'm in year 12. For A levels, for those of you who don't know, A levels are what you do before university in the UK. I did philosophy, politics, and history. And I was gearing up to do PPE in university, which would have been yeah, basically politics, political studies, but more from an economic perspective. Basically what I do now, but just with a lot more. Now what I do has a lot more psychology involved. In England, not the UK. Yes, in England. My bad. Sorry, you must be Scottish. We've upset the Scot in the room. Yeah, I think Solana here, tons of great levels at this price zone. And I think that if Solana can pop, then you know, you got a little bit of resistance from, you know, each of these highs at about 180, 190, whatever. You know, just this general block that Solana's up against next. This is not a chart that can be traded right now, in my opinion. You know, this chart right now has reached levels that are not, you know, super trade friendly. I think if you're already in a trade, then brilliant. But, you know, to enter a trade now looks pretty risky. But that's going to change. I think, you know, Bitcoin looks a little bit more obvious as far as kind of next trade setups. Like I said, some longs off these support levels would be, you know, what I would be considering. What do I think Solana tops out at? Give a range. I have no idea. I mean, you know, obviously all-time high is going to be the first real target. But, you know, I mean, it could go substantially further than the all-time high. 45% to get to that all-time high, and I think that's obvious. So we'll see. I mean, you know, it's been developing a huge bull flag for so long now. Bitcoin had its breakout, right? Let's take a look at this, because I think a lot of people aren't actually paying attention to this. We can make a standalone video on this. Let me know if you want me to do that. I can go even more in depth about it. But you know, if you take a look at kind of what's going on right now, let me just go ahead and make a note of this, because I might kind of there we go. But if we kind of take a look at Solana here, you know, what we've been seeing with Solana is very much the same kind of chart patterns that we've been seeing with Bitcoin, right? I mean, if we bring this onto the Bitcoin chart here, you know, and I show you a little bit about what was going on with Bitcoin, it's the same thing, ladies and gents, that's going on with Solana right now. I don't even think people are aware of it, you know, but we've been looking at this for quite some time, and these are the same charts. You know, these are the same charts. Take a look at this right here. So if we go ahead and look at this, you can tell it's the same fucking thing going on right now. We've already seen it break out on Bitcoin here. You know, and obviously it's going to depend on how you draw it. Everybody and their grandmother was drawing this thing differently, but I drew it like this pretty consistently since the beginning. And look at that breakout now. You can't even fade this breakout anymore. That's 7% above. You got your daily close, you know, you got your weekly close. Everything's happened already. So this is obvious. This breakout is legit. You know, if we come back down for that back test, this is why I would love to get that back test for Bitcoin. If we come back down for that back test here on this Bitcoin chart, come back down here, grab that liquidity and go. I mean, you know, there's no stopping this chart. Everything will be checked off. It's like, I've been saying this for a while, right? I was saying, you know, because a lot of people were still bearish up until recently. Oh, the camera's frozen. My bad. A lot of people were bearish up until recently. And, you know, what I was saying on this YouTube channel very clearly, ladies and gents, is that, you know, you do have a situation now where, you know, a lot of people are still bearish, and I can't really tell why. But as far as the bullish perspective goes, we've done everything correctly so far. We've done everything that we could have possibly wanted Bitcoin to do. And that, to me, makes this a very, very bullish environment right now in this market. You know, if we've kind of checked off every box, it's like, well, what else? You know, what the hell else do you want at this point? You know, you can't really even ask for much more. You know, and I think with that in mind, you know, this is a very, very important point in the market. You know, we've clearly flipped it now. We've clearly had the bullish bias play out in this market. And we've seen this parallel channel break out. And now we take a look at what Solana is doing. This is obviously where the next big money is going to be made. You know, you got largely the same chart pattern here. It just hasn't had that really aggressive breakout yet. You know, there's going to be a couple of different ways to draw this one, obviously, just like last time. And it's a little bit less obvious than last time as well, this overall kind of range. But it still tells you the same thing overall, right? I mean, you don't have such clearly profiled lower lows. You know, the lower highs are a little bit more obvious, but you know, I think for sure, I mean, you know, you got the same chart set up here on Solana, and I think that it's going to pop. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to pop, and I think when it does pop, it could go really, really hard. So really, really big stuff there. Have I seen 𝐿, most shady crypto influencer out there? I've never heard of 𝐿, but there, I mean, all crypto influencers are shady. All of them. There are very, very few exceptions. They're all a bunch of fucking scamming degenerates. And I mean, the stuff they do, you know, if you knew what happens behind the scenes, oh my god. I mean, and the kind of money that they've made off the shit that they do. I don't know anything about 𝐿, and I'm not going to comment on him, and I don't comment on specific people, but the industry is fucking dirty. It's going to get cleaned up, and it's going to be very painful for the people who've been fucking around when it does get cleaned up. But until then, yeah, it's probably going to keep on going. But yeah, I think Solana is going to really steal the show here. I'm very interested in this. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm holding Solana, but I'm not in a leveraged position right now, and I do want to get in. So I'm going to be, you know, kind of covering this as I go on. Is Lark Davis bad? I don't know about Lark Davis either. We've been covering him a little bit on the channel, but I don't know enough to say anything negative or good. You're not, it'll be hard. I don't really talk nice or badly about anybody. I don't want to. I don't want to. The only kind of people I'll comment on with my opinions will be, political candidates, really. But yeah, other than that, I'm not really focused on that stuff too much. Ladies and gents, do me a favor and smash those likes up a little bit if you are enjoying the stream so far. We've just crossed. How long have we been live for so far? We've been live for about, I don't even know now. I think about an hour and a half, maybe a bit less. Hour and 15. But yeah, smash them up if you are enjoying this so far. And back to Solana. Like I said, I think this is where the money can really be made. Someone's, a couple of you guys have been saying, Solana to $300. I mean, I think that's obvious. I think, yeah, Solana could easily, reach $300. Rafi is saying, smash those likes if you like money. There you go. If you like making money, ladies and gents, smash those likes up. Yes, vote Trump-Harris. It will make stocks on investable with unrealized. Yeah, some of you, is it me reading the comments wrong, or is it you guys not writing it properly? It must be you. I think I'm reading them fine. Could VeChain, is it VeChain or VET? Could VET run up again? I mean, it'll depend on the wider crypto market probably, so I don't really want to comment on that. What do I make of the fact that it's not even a big volume day? Is that bullish or bearish? I've been seeing a couple of people talking about, it's not a big volume day. And basically what this viewer is asking is, Bitcoin right now is, basically smashing all-time highs, but we haven't seen a lot of volume today. Is that good or bad? I think it's neither. I don't think it's that big of a deal. By the way, this is a pretty big volume day. It's a bigger volume day than what we've been seeing most of the time. Maybe it's not as big as what you would like, but it's still pretty decent. Actually here on Coinbase there's nothing, so this will definitely be varying between exchange to exchange. But overall, I stopped looking at volume as, a kind of key indicator a long time ago. I really did, a long time ago. Yeah, how do you vote Trump-Harris? That's what I was wondering. I think that, an absence of volume on a breakout day is not that big of a deal. If you asked me this like 7-8 years ago, I would have said, yeah, this is pretty bad. But, I've been watching these crypto markets over that time. And, those things just don't seem to matter anymore. I mean, over time, I've noticed this. I mean, I myself have kind of followed those rules and principles for a long time, but they weren't paying me. They weren't actually real. So I didn't really, continue to focus on these kind of questions surrounding volume. And then nothing changed. And I was like, all right, well, that seems like proof then that I shouldn't really be focusing too much on volume. So I simply didn't. We got a question. Am I a Trump supporter? I mean, no, not really. I don't love Trump, but obviously he's there's no question he's obviously going to be a lot better than Harris. I think most of what he says is pretty bang on. Pretty great. I think he's still a politician at the end of the day. I think what a lot of people who love Trump fail to recognize is, we were hyping up that Joe Rogan podcast for ages. We were hyping up Trump going on long-form podcasts for ages. And we had a lot of people ask him difficult questions about things like the Epstein files and whatever. And he never really gives the kind of answers that we're looking for. He never really actually gives particularly much information about anything. But yet he gets heralded as the guy that's like see-through and transparent and accurate, and he's going to give the public what they want. Well, the public have told him what they want, and he weaves. He just weaves left and right, and he doesn't answer questions. And I don't think this is a Trump problem. I think this is just a politician thing. I think if you're a politician, then that's what you do, and that's what Trump did. So, my point is that I just don't think he's as special as Trump. Diehard supporters think he is. I think what's a hell of a lot more interesting than Trump is the fact that Elon is on his side, the fact that Tulsi Gabbard is on his side, the fact that Vivek Ramaswamy is on his side, the fact that RFK is on his side. I think that's what makes the Trump ticket a hell of a lot more impressive. It's not Trump. Fuck Trump. He's not even that interesting. He's really not. He's kind of old news. Everybody thinks that way as well. You got to be really fanatical to love Trump and be up his ass at this point. It's not about Trump. The other people that come with him are what make it really interesting. And he did a good job whether you like him or not. That's true. He did a decent job. He did a better job than what we have right now, that's for sure. I can't think of a better president than Trump. He's good, right? I mean, if you imagine like, escalating global tensions and like World War III and shit like that, you wouldn't want Kamala in office. You would want Trump, right? Like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot that a head of state is there to do. And it goes beyond just, the economy and abortion. It's also just crisis management, and he did the best, in terms of global tensions that we've seen in a long time. So there's a lot, to justify supporting him. But like I said, I just don't see him as the kind of angel that everybody else wants him to be. I think he's more similar to a normal politician than most of his supporters would care to admit. But again, Trump is not interesting for Trump. He's interesting for the other people that he brings with him. The whole, J.D. Vance, what a spectacular VP. J.D. Vance, what a beautiful speaker. What a speaker. He is perfect. He is so good. And all the rest of them, the rest of the people, that were at Miracle Square Garden the other day, for example. Imagine if angels looked like Trump. Yeah, that'd be quite terrifying. No, they don't look like Trump, I'm sure. J.D. Vance's story is amazing too. J.D. Vance is it, I mean, he should have been the presidential candidate, I think. He would, he wasn't ready, obviously. No one really even cared about him, but J.D. Vance is quite something. Yeah. So anyway, let's continue on here with the markets here. And keep it locked to Bitcoin. One of the things that we haven't quite spoken about yet is obviously going to be Bitcoin's dominance. And Bitcoin's dominance, I think, is so interesting right now. We're at 340 likes. Let's push this up to 350. Let's smash it through 400 as we carry on this live stream here. Bitcoin's still flirting with those all-time highs. And yeah, what we've seen here with Bitcoin's dominance is exactly that. We have smashed that target that we were looking at on this channel for so long. We were expecting this target to come in for such a long period of time, and we have now smashed it, which is absolutely amazing. All happening exactly as we had predicted on this YouTube channel, which is sick. And we have seen a lot of damage in the altcoin market accordingly here. So that big target being smashed here, we were looking at that for many months, in fact multiple years, that we were kind of expecting this to happen. So that's finally fully happened now. If you are hyped up for this like I am, smash those likes up. That represents huge profits that are going to be coming into our pockets, I think, relatively soon. So I am very excited for that. I'd hope that you guys share a little bit of my excited sentiment as well, because this is such a pivotal time in the market from what I'm seeing right now. And I think that if, Bitcoin can continue to, move in any direction, be it up or down, I think that, this dominance is going to keep moving up as well. So I don't think that we're done. I think we're going to keep rising significantly more. We've reached my key target and Bitcoin hasn't even broken its all-time high yet. So clearly, I think we're going a lot higher in terms of Bitcoin dominance. I think that we could go as high as this next box now, which I am kind of going on the record to say now. That's a further 20% up from where we are right now. And I think that, that's going to be a great opportunity for, kind of Bitcoin's dominance to reach some more interesting levels where altcoins are going to be even more interesting, significantly more interesting, if Bitcoin's dominance does rise up that high. And I think, again, we were looking at Solana as being a nice opportunity to make some money. I think what we see on Solana is going to be, a drop in the bucket compared to what's coming up, here on this Bitcoin dominance chart. I mean, if we see Bitcoin's dominance get up to kind of 71, 72% like it did back in 2021, 2020, 2019, I think if we see those kind of levels here for Bitcoin's dominance, then the gains in altcoins later on, because eventually this Bitcoin dominance, I think eventually it's going to come back down, right? And this move down was the most life-changing money anybody has ever seen ever. And I think it's going to be way bigger this time. I think it's going to be way bigger this time. And I think that right now we're just poised to do so well. Ethereum against Bitcoin, we got a request to take a look at this. Obviously, my big chart has been exactly the same for over a year now, for over 2 years probably. It's been exactly the same. I remember talking to you about how unrealistic and far away these levels were, but how I still said, despite how unrealistic it looks, I still think Ethereum has a chance of at least getting down to the first one, maybe even the second one. And we're well on our way to the second one right now. We've lost this support zone. We've dropped down by a further 14%. We only have another 13% to get down to this ultimate support level here. I think if Ethereum gets lower than this support level, it's going to be pretty bad. There are still some support levels lower, and it would be fine, but I just think it would be, you know, hard to recover. But this is going to be that next kind of key level for Ethereum. For Ethereum to get down here, that would probably represent Bitcoin moving up by at least a few percentage points from here on this Bitcoin dominance chart. So we're going to have to see how that happens. It would probably, Bitcoin dominance getting up to 70 would probably just mean an absolute obliteration in the rest of the altcoin market. We're going to have to see how that continues to kind of move on in this market as well. Do I trade stocks as well? No, mainly crypto. It's mainly crypto for me, but I'd love to do more. What do I think about the Ethereum ETF? They dumped a lot. I don't think it matters. I think Ethereum's going to lag Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin's doing very, very well. So I think that once Bitcoin if Bitcoin continues to do well and it kind of sets all-time highs and it cools off, and especially kind of late stage of bull market, I think Ethereum is going to do very, very well. I think Ethereum's going to do way better than Bitcoin. I think Ethereum's going to make way more money, at least for me and probably for many other people. I think it's going to make way more money than Bitcoin. I think it's not even going to be close. But it's going to take time. I don't think that's going to come anytime soon. I think, you know, there's still a lot that needs to be done. I think there's still a long way to go. And I think that premature celebration is potentially going to get punished here. So, you know, I'm not interested in getting super excited about Ethereum just yet either. What are my thoughts on meme coins? Kind of the same thing, right? I mean, meme coins have demonstrated that they're a little bit less, at risk than another, you know, kind of more major altcoin. You know, but still they're not doing horribly. Meme coins, you know, these are celebratory markets, right? This is what happens when there is money that's been made and that money is kind of moving around, you know, but I don't think we're quite there yet. I think this is actually a very quiet kind of all-time high situation that we're seeing in this market today. So, you know, that excitement isn't fully there. I mean, could we see, you know, little pushes in the meme coin markets? Absolutely. Yes, I think we could, but will we? You know, I think that's going to be a tougher question, and I think the answer is going to be a little bit closer to no. I think that, you know, we're still going to see big moves up for these for these meme coins. I just think that, you know, the big explosions that really kind of, you know, make the name, you know, the Pepe, the really big, you know, crazy, the whiffs and so on. I think we're very, very far away from seeing that. Very, very far away. I think that's not going to happen anytime soon. And it's fine. It's a good thing because there's other opportunities we can make money off right now. I mean, Bitcoin is so tradable right now, you know. And then when Bitcoin stops being tradable, something else will be tradable like Solana. And when that stops, it'll be something else like Ethereum or another smaller altcoin, right? So there's tons to do in this market. It's not like we don't have opportunities to make money. And I think that's probably going to be one of the more important things that are worth kind of remembering at this stage in the market as well. Really, really important stuff. So that's some of the kind of altcoin market. Let me know if you have any other kind of questions for this market, for Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins in general, Bitcoin's dominance, traditional finance. Let's look at traditional finance properly now. We are going to see the S&P 500 close in about 13 minutes. I'm probably going to be heading off on this live stream soon as well. So if you do have any kind of closing thoughts you want me to cover or whatever, then definitely drop them here in the live chat. And if you haven't already smashed up those likes, do me a favor and do that. Check out the subscribe button, tick the bell if you want to get very time sensitive updates on these markets. Like I said, every time this market moves in a big way, I am right here with you guys. Nothing to worry about at all. I will be here. And if you want all the free money available to you with the links in the description, then all you've got to do is start trading using these links, and that's going to be deposited into your account from these exchanges. You can trade with the money that they give you. Any profits you generate are going to be yours to keep. Always make sure that you are checking your local laws and regulations. Make sure you're not from a restricted region. But as far as the S&P 500 goes, continuing to consolidate at all-time highs. Very, very, very good stuff here, in my opinion. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. So I think the S&P 500 is looking pretty sweet. I think that if it drops, that could spell problems for Bitcoin if it kind of drops below this yellow line here at about 57.60. But if it rises above 58.80, then, you know, we're probably going up to 6,000 and so on. I think it's going to get very, very exciting. Can I say this word? I won't say it because I don't know what it means, and you're going to try and cancel me or something. And then as for the dollar, you know, the dollar has continued to find resistance in this particular range here. It's not really showing signs of a key reversal taking place here, so we could be looking at moving up to that next zone of resistance for the dollar. That could spell a little bit of a problem for Bitcoin, but so far Bitcoin hasn't really cared about the dollar, so maybe it's going to be a little bit more resistant. Maybe Bitcoin's going to be a little bit more resistant to what happens with the dollar. But if the dollar does end up dropping, I think that would be so bullish for Bitcoin. So I don't really see a bad setup here from traditional finance perspective right now. I think that's also looking pretty damn sweet. So yeah, good stuff here. I think we just got to see how this goes. We lose these lows at 71. I think we're coming down to about 67 potentially. You got a little bit of support at 69 first, but I wouldn't be too optimistic about that. I think 67 potentially. You know, and if we continue on, all we've got to do is smash these local highs, and then, you know, 75, 80k. I mean, you pick a fucking target, it doesn't matter, and it's very, very hard to kind of say where it might end up going as well. I think the key thing is just going to be making sure to kind of, you know, gear yourself to be in a, you know, if you want to, if it's trading style. I think a lot of people that are interested in trading these markets right now are just going to be kind of gearing themselves up to get into the right kind of positions that they want to be in if they're not already in them. You know, and I think that's where, you know, the kind of support levels that are nearby get interesting as kind of potential long entry points for a lot of people. So we're going to have to see how that goes after this live stream here. But ladies and gents, thank you all very much for tuning in. You know what to do if you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.